Hey, Steve. So this is the fourth part of a series we've been doing on confidence, convictions, and creativity. And so today's episode is all about creativity. So you've got some thoughts on that. So talk to us a little bit about creativity and how it fits into what we're calling the momentum method.
Yeah, so in terms of that momentum method, there's three elements, isn't there? There's that confidence, and the confidence is when you've dialed that destination. We use that metaphor right back in the early episodes, that metaphor of kind of the GPS, sat nav, we call them here on this side of the pond. So confidence is about dialing the destination, and then you've got the conviction. Conviction's like starting the engine and putting your foot on the gas. So
like actually taking some action.
Yeah, taking some action, you get some of that momentum moving. So now you've got motion, you've got a little bit of movement. And here's the thing: once you've got movement in the vehicle, you know, you're in motion. You're going to see some things along the way. Right. You know, you're going to see some signs, some imagery, some sights. You know, and you're going to see and hear and feel things along the way, and that's where the creativity comes in. So that's the third little piece there. And we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, so perfect. More on that in a moment. But first.
Hello, I'm Steve.
And I'm Eric. And together we are two dads with one mission.
Welcome to the 𝗙𝗵𝗋𝗀 podcast. This is the show for dads, all about fatherhood, faith, and freedom, one conversation at a time. So as I was saying, Eric, creativity is really the final piece of a jigsaw. Once you've got that initial inertia, you've got some movement, you've got some motion. And again, in terms of this metaphor of being in a car with a GPS, it's like when you start to move the vehicle, you know, you see things, you move, you're moving around in a vehicle, you're seeing, you know, street signs. You might be in a more rural area, you'll start to see, you know, open land and fields and trees. So you start to see some things. And as you see those things, you'll get some inspiration, you'll get some idea, and kind of insights will come from you. And again, this is just my opinion, and feel free to reject this, you know, if you like, but I don't feel you can get creativity when you're stationary. I don't think you can be creative if you have no motion or movement.
Because stationary is similar to being stuck.
Exactly. And I think creativity comes from that motion, that movement. Hence the reason why we coined this whole method, the momentum method. It's about getting momentum, getting movement, you know, in your life. And so that creativity comes from having those first two elements kind of dialed and locked in. You know, you're confident about what it is you want to do, the goal, the outcome that you've set. You've dialed in that destination, and you have so much conviction that, you know, that's the catalyst for success. Your need to succeed becomes greater than your need to breathe, and we all need air to breathe. That's how that burning conviction is within you. So that starts to create that action and that
there's some people that talk about get a burning desire, right? Like people will use that phrase, or they'll talk about, you know, identifying your why. You know, there's lots of different ways to express the same thing, but you know, and what you just said a second ago about, you know, desiring something more than the air that you breathe, you know, however you want to say that, it's something that's bigger, like, you know, and this almost becomes cliche, and I think we've talked about this before, but when you have a goal or a dream or desire, if it doesn't scare you a little bit, it's not big enough.
Exactly.
Right. So it's these kind of things that this momentum method, you know, what I love about what we've kind of laid out here is that it breaks down, you know, because a lot of people just feel stuck in their life, right? And they don't know how to get moving. And so this kind of breaks it down in a granular way where somebody could analyze and say, well, what am I confident about? What do I have convictions about? And really get focused on that, to use that to then become creative in something. Yeah. You know, even if it's just, even if, you know, look, maybe you have a job that you love, but in your life, you're just bored. Right. So you need to find something that drives you in life. And so maybe the momentum method is used for you that way. Maybe you have a job you hate and you've got ideas, of some kind of business or something that you want to do with your life, some greater purpose, but you feel kind of stuck, right? I just think the momentum method can be adapted to any of these things and get you moving. And so that's really, that's really what we're focusing on with this episode is the moving part, this driving and seeing things. And I know for me, I'm often inspired and find inspiration in things that I see or read or hear. This input comes in, and if you have this framework of confidence and convictions, well, you can just immediately take any kind of information and convert it into creativity. But if you're stuck, if you're not moving, well, then input is really slow. You're not hearing much, you're not seeing much, that kind of thing. And it just leads to you staying stuck.
Well, let's just talk about some of the science behind being stuck. So when you are stuck, aka otherwise known as being basically in fight or flight, that's what being stuck is. It's like, that's where anxiety lives. That's where all your fear lives. Now, you cannot be creative when you're stuck, because when you're stuck, your nervous system is just in survival mode, and it's not thinking of being, creative and having all of these fantastic insights. It's just looking for a way to survive, and your nervous system basically has its basic operations. That's all it will do. So in order to be creative, as I said, a few moments ago, you can't be stationary, you can't be stuck. So you've got to get that initial movement going, and that's by, having that confidence about what it is you want to do, whether it's a new business opportunity, whether it's something else you want to do in your life, having that conviction. I really love the fact that you said that burning desire, because as I was saying how I described it, it was just on the tip of my tongue. I almost said burning desire. And then in your next breath, Eric, you followed suit and kind of came out with that. And it's like, it's where your desire to succeed is, it's without words. There are no words to describe that kind of burning desire, that conviction you have. It's just like your whole nervous system, every single, nerve and fiber in your body is energized. And like, you just know you're going to succeed. That's the feeling.
Here's how somebody can know if they have a burning desire or not. If anybody can stop you from doing what you're thinking is a burning desire, it's not a burning desire.
Yeah. And that's it. So if your conviction is so strong, you become unstoppable.
Right.
There is nothing that will stop you from getting your outcome. And again, if you missed the last episode, we put a wonderful poem by Burton Braley.
You got to go read the poem.
And that really kind of just sums it up. So enough said on that. So moving back to this creativity, this whole momentum method is the first two elements are about getting that movement. Yeah. Once you get that movement, the creativity just then flows. You'll be amazed when you have more motion and movement in your life, how these ideas just come out of nowhere. They come from kind of the left field and they hit you bam in the face. It's like, wow, where did that idea come from? So, one of the easiest ways to get creative, if you're struggling maybe at dialing in, your initial confidence, your destination and your conviction and getting that motion going, the simplest way to kind of shortcut those first two steps is go for a walk. If you just get to create motion in your body and just go for a walk and go and have a change of scenery, you will find that your mind then will start to drift and wander and get creative, and you'll be amazed at just how amazing it is at presenting to you, wonderful insights and ideas and things that you've never thought of before.
Hey, how many times have you jumped in the shower, and in the shower you're like, oh, there's that idea, right? It's classic. Like this is something people experience all the time. And you think about what a shower is. It's you're taking like this specific action, and then you have water running on you, all this stimulus, and you're doing all these things in the shower. maybe you're in a hurry, so you're kind of, there's some pressure or whatever, and you know, it just creates that perfect scenario for thoughts and creativity to finally come out, you know.
I couldn't agree more, Eric. I have to say the shower is one of my favorite places to kind of to think and be creative.
Hey,
it's
just, so just a tip. I don't know what you do, okay, but you know, unfortunately it took me too long to figure this out. But so on the wall right next to my shower, I've got a phone that has, so I can hang it on stuff real easy. And so I hang my phone right there next to the shower. And I even keep a little towel there so I can dry my hand off real quick. And I'll oftentimes, an idea will come to me and I'll just hit record and I'll speak it into my phone. That way I can just let it go, continue my shower. And then guess what? More ideas come.
Yeah, it's a real.
But if I'm stuck kind of holding on to that one idea, oh, I don't want to forget it. I don't want to forget it. Right. Well, then I forget it. But if I get it out and I record it, well, guess what? More ideas come.
Yeah,
and sometimes my showers are crazy. I'm just stopping and recording ideas.
I've forgotten more shower ideas than I've remembered. That's for sure.
Try keeping your phone next to the shower. Try doing it. It's amazing, because once you get that idea and you know it's secure, well, now your mind's free to keep thinking. So.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we've come. We've come full circle, Eric. You know, we've the momentum method is again, it's those three core elements. They all interlink. You know, it's about, you know, having that confidence where you know exactly what it is you want. And then having the conviction, it's like, now you know exactly what you want. There is nothing in the world that is going to stop you.
Yep. Now you can start taking actions.
Yeah. That's the catalyst for success, which is taking action, you know, putting your foot on the gas. And then finally, as you're moving along, as you've got some movement in your life, you know, and you may be just going out for a walk and getting some physical movement, you know, creativity will come, you know, and you will be surprised at just how easily and effortlessly, you know, those thoughts and ideas come when you've got some motion in your life.
So I want to speak to that real quick and also allude to our next episode, which is going to be kind of a, you know, what's going on with you and I kind of thing. But because I've gone through this path that we're talking about before we even kind of quantified it and called it what we're calling it, this is exactly what happened to me. And now the creativity is flowing, so like I almost can't control how many ideas and creative thought. And it's not just ideas. It's not like every day is a new thing, and it's not a shiny object syndrome kind of a thing. It's creativity that's specifically focused on what I'm doing. So I'm not going to go too far into that. We'll save that for the next episode. But the creativity is just flowing because I have confidence and convictions, and it's led to creativity, and the momentum is insane. So yeah, I think the momentum method works.
It's going to be a great episode. I'm looking forward to the next one, Eric, where we just keep people updated on kind of, you know, what you and I are up to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I don't have any more thoughts. I think this has been a great series of 4 episodes. Again, if you haven't, if you're just catching this one, go back and listen to the previous 3 or start from the beginning, because it's I think you're going to find it's got a lot of golden nuggets in it.
Yeah, definitely. And if nothing else, you know, you need to catch that poem.
The poem is awesome. All right. Well, good. So what do our listeners need to know? The next episode is what's going on with Steve and Eric. That's what we're calling it.
Yep. What's going on with Steve and Eric is definitely the title of the next episode. I'm so much looking forward to that. It'll give you a real-time update as to, you know, the date of that recording, which is going to be next Thursday. So that's the other thing that you need to know. New episodes hit every Thursday. So you will find us and be able to contact us if you open your favorite web browser and go to allieddads.com. That's how you'll find and be able to contact us. And you also find us on your favorite streaming channels. Yep.
Perfect. So if you have any ideas, if you want anything, you know, want Steve and I to talk about anything, please let us know. We'd love to take on a topic from our listener. So that's it.
Just one more thing to say. As you're on your favorite streaming channels, don't forget to hit those bell buttons and subscribe buttons. You'll get notified as soon as a new episode lands.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well, thanks for being here.